Ah, a wonderful day it is. What makes this day different than all other days? Pray tell. Wasn't yesterday a wonderful day? I'm sure we had a wonderful day yesterday. What makes today any different? Just another day. As they say, another day, another dollar. So, why? What's going on, folks? Why should this day be such a special day? So some of you are going to say, because, well, you know, it's your birthday. Or another, you say, oh, anniversary of this, or whatever, and you're going to find a reason, which is wonderful. And when the day you don't have a reason, so what's going to be? Right? Just wait till you go to sleep. Then you can say, oh, thank God this day's over. All right. Good morning, folks. And good afternoon and good evening. And welcome to Tanya today. And we welcome every day, first of all. Just nice to welcome everybody. It's just nice. It's just, wonderful. And it also allows people to sign in, because it takes time until people get notification, and if they don't get a notification, right? So we say, Michael, good afternoon, actually, in Germany. To John, we say good morning in North Carolina. In Houston, Texas, to Rachamim, we say Boker Tov. It's probably a bit early there, earlier than here. We have Guillermo in Mexico. I'm still struggling with the name. We have Rabbi in Morocco. Good afternoon, welcome. Clem is Brisbane, Australia, where it's a good night, where you're learning Tanya before going to sleep. Sandy, it's a good morning in Michigan. Liba and Davida, good morning in New York. Diana is with us in Arizona. Welcome, as always. Who else is joining us? David in the West Coast. We have Moshe is also in Southern California in the West Coast. Gray skies. And all the water that you need. Yes, so I understand. Rita in Colorado is joining us, where it's similarly cold, if not colder there than in Montreal. But of course, a colder spot than any of the places is Eugenia in California, in Calgary, that is. But she's got such a warm heart that she melts the cold. No doubt about it. Alyssa, Boker Tov, on a rainy day, I guess in Maryland. Welcome. Who else is here? Daphne, I'm having a terrific Tuesday in South Carolina. Tim, Boker Tov, and complete recovery. In Texas, Julia is in Pennsylvania joining us. Jeff is visiting in Florida. Many people are. We have Elise in Georgia. Brett is in Pennsylvania. Boker Tov Luz is in Tennessee. Maria Lozata is in Poland. Good afternoon. Brett, not certain where. Beautiful. We have clubhouses, Batia, Vilma, David, Michael, Celeste, Abby. We have Lori, Susan, and Vets. All right. Beautiful. Oops. Instagrammers, we have Akoy in Lima, Peru. We have Emmy Entertainmenta, Prince, some other names I can't make out too well. Miller. Okay. All right. What kind of mindset can we develop to have joy continuously throughout our day, throughout our lives? We know that we have lots of struggles in life and things that can bring us down. We know that we can have lots of things that need fixing in our emotional, psychological, mental state, and our thought, speech, and action, even more importantly, actually. Now, of course, owning and dealing with that is getting out of a bad place, but that good space to be in. The problem about being in a good space is often we think we're a recipient of something to get there. If only this will happen. If only, I get the promotion. If only things at home will be, more peaceful. If only, right? Now, of course, that means it's not up to you. That means you're dependent on another for your joy. And that's the human condition. Most of us are that way. Or we fluctuate. But for the most part, probably we do function in such a way. Says the Alter Rebbe, if we make our lifelong aim is to serve God with joy, and what's the joy exactly? The joy is that we have two dimensions to our being. We have a body that's animated by a animating / animal soul, right? And we have a divine piece in us, a divine soul. So if the joy that we have in serving God is that I am taking the soul that has been exiled in captivity, and now through the Torah study that we're doing right now, or the prayer perhaps that we did before, what we're doing is returning it, our soul, to the Father's house as in her youth, as the soul in her youth, meaning before it came down into this world, it was bound up. This corresponds with the teachings of the sages that say that our life should be engaged constantly with tshuva and good deeds. So tshuva over here doesn't mean repentance. We usually think of repentance of you did something wrong. No, not about doing something wrong and fixing it. There's the notion, tshuva means to return, always returning. What are you returning? You're returning the soul to its rightful place, to be bound up with God. Because the soul is now found in a body. That body has its agenda, and it talks to us, tells us, be a pleasure seeker. Be a fulfillment seeker for what's good for you. Live life for what's good for you. Now, it could be good for you to be kind, so you'll be kind. It could be good for you to, create a boundary, so you'll do that. That's not what we're talking about, and that's not going to create a real joy. The joy is that we have a piece in us that is so powerful, so divine, And it's in our hands that we can release it from its captivity. And think about it. Think about it in the human condition. That you're captive and you're released. Wow. So think about it, the metaphor the Alter Rebbe gives. The crown prince is held in captivity. And not only is it held in captivity, but it has to do harsh labor. Taking the millstone, grinding with it, working and working and working, and covered in filth with the sweat of the work, so on. And then all of a sudden, this prince, the crown prince, goes free and now returns to the father's house, the king. So, of course, the metaphor, the king is God. The soul is the crown prince. And the imprisonment, the filth of it, is the body, the animal soul, that's not allowing it to escape, right? That's beautiful. So through the Torah mitzvahs that we do, we redeem from captivity the degradation that the body is imposing upon the soul. Now, it's not as if the essential nature of the animal soul we've transformed. That's only by the righteous. They transform it. Right? So it's not like as if, okay, the the body now, I got it out of prison, so my body is been transformed to a vehicle for, holiness. That's by the righteous, but not by us. But yet, so in other words, we've got these two dimensions inside of us, a body and a soul, right? So now that I'm studying Torah at this moment, and if the mindset is I'm releasing that soul of mine, right? We're not just learning, but we're aware, right? And mindful, even think about it, that our soul is being released from its imprisonment, and we sense that, right? As opposed the ball and chain routine of the day that is not engaged in a mitzvah. At this moment, I hope you're sensing it on some level. You might say, but I still got this agenda of the body that, I haven't transformed. It essentially is still waging its battle. Yet let the divine soul be more precious to you than your body. Whoa. That's where the challenge is going to come. Everything we've said till now is going to be difficult. You know why? Because our bodily needs are much more things that instinctually we fulfill. You're hungry, you eat. You're not comfortable, find comfort. You're feeling lack of fulfillment, you're going to find something to bring you fulfillment, right? Whatever the case may be. The point being is that the body and its agenda is our closest voice that we hear. The divine soul is not as close. It's in captivity, and not only it's in captivity, but its agenda it wants to be released from prison and wants to connect to the divine. That's not the voice that we first hear. So the Alter Rebbe is saying we have to be deliberate. I made a conscious choice, right? We have to be highly intentional that the divine soul should be more precious to me, right, than my body. Because if it's not, then everything that we just said is like, oh, okay, it sounds nice, it sounds good, but lunch, breakfast, this talks to me more, right? Netflix talks to me more, right? Vacation talks to me more. Whatever it is, we get the idea. But if we deliberately and highly intentionally make the soul more precious to us, that doesn't mean we haven't changed the agenda of the body. We're just not letting it talk to us the same way and making it the primary thing in my life. So then when I do that, the joy of the soul, that it's liberated through the Torah we're learning now, or the mitzvahs that we fulfill at any time, is going to be a great joy. We're going to sense it on some level. And I think we all do, and that's why you come in, day out, because our time here, you feel a certain liberation. And you don't need to bring into your mindset with this thought, the other element of your being, which is the body and the animal soul and its negative agenda that's trying to battle and, be brought down by that. No, right now, make this what's precious to you. Then we'll appreciate the experience that we're going through right now, liberating our soul at this very moment. This form of divine service in which the soul breaks free from the exile of the body, while the body still remains with its agenda, with its loneliness, its, self-directed manner, it is analogous to the exodus from Egypt. Because there it says, by the exodus of Egypt, the Jewish people, it says, Ki borach ha'am, that the people escaped. Now, the Jewish people told Pharaoh that they would leave Egypt for only 3 days. That's what Moses actually said. But when they were released from the land, they escaped for good. So, at first glance, this is kind of strange. Why would it have been so in a matter of having to escape? If they would have demanded from Pharaoh to let us free forever, at that point, after so many plagues and the 10th plague, he would have been forced to do so. So what does this mean? So Alter Rebbe explains this in spiritual terms, right, of the idea of escaping. And it's only a temporary escape as opposed to a permanent one. Because, think about it, folks, right now, what's going on? A temporary escape. For those who are really focused on what are learning at this moment, you have a temporary escape from the agenda of your body. Your body might be telling you and wanting this and wanting that, but when you're really focused and really engaged in learning, you've escaped it, but only briefly, not permanently. Right? Why? Because after the class, the agenda of the body will, resurface and make its demands. Hey, I need this, I want that, I lost this, I've got addiction to this, and give me what I want. Of course, we're not righteous, so that's going to happen. That reflects what the Jewish people were. They weren't holy people that they were righteous when they left Egypt. They were on a very low level spiritually. They had to run. They had to flee. And it was only a temporary flee. They had to allow the soul to flee from the body's agenda. Egypt represents the body, and the Jewish people represent the soul. The soul needs to flee Egypt. I mean, the Jews need to flee Egypt because the body's agenda is not allowing it to run, do a mitzvah, study Torah, right? That's the metaphor. So they have to run, but it's only temporary. When will it be permanent? Then actually you don't even have to run. Mashiach comes. Because then the spirit of impurity will be removed from the earth, and evil will not have a grab on us. The negativity of my animal soul will not have a grab on me. Then I've got to run and only make it up for a few days, for a few minutes in learning. No, the spirit of purity will be removed entirely. So not only you don't have to run, but it'll be moving out of exile and for good. We will be in the ultimate good space. But now, also, we're in the ultimate good space, and that's the mindset that we need to entertain over here by making the soul precious to us more than the body's needs, that allows me to take joy in learning right now or doing any mitzvah for that matter. To take joy in that. To take real joy that it is allowing me to be liberated. Wow. I've said so many times, every day the Alter Rebbe teaches us another invaluable nugget. Unbelievable teachings. Folks, I thank you because I believe I taught this better than I taught it the year before and the year before that. And it's becoming more clear, more real all the time for me. Because this is a struggle. Because, the body has its agenda. It needs, it wants to be fed, right? Physically and spirit. For its own comfort, for its own self-aggrandizement or self-fulfillment, which is self-aggrandizement in and of itself. And here we got something that can bring us true joy. We have to sense what's precious for us. What's really precious. All right, any questions? All right. As I mentioned, it's been so busy that I haven't been able to reach out to some of you. They've been so nice to reach out to me, to want to help, to help in social media to get these teachings out more so. Um, I, I, will be doing that. Anybody else who wants to reach out, wants to help, who has some knack in social media or in editing, or if you just are really focused on the class and that 30-second, 1-minute nugget, let me know. So some people have approached, and we're gonna make this happen sooner than later. All right, folks. If you don't have any questions, we're gonna continue. Rambam coming up. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.